Sbu on NOTA. A lot of people have got differences with a lot of people in this industry, in the country. If you have got issues with a certain political party, the mainstream media over the years, before the rise of all the alternative media platforms on the internet, there's always been a narrative that has either been said by a certain news network, and always remember, she who pays the bills controls the narrative. So the media platforms always have got their own agendas, and they will always push a certain story with a certain narrative. And that's how things will be. Sometimes you'll find that other people are so gullible enough to be made to hate on everything or anything that any political party stands for. You might not be agreeing with their ideologies, but probably you are agreeing. Let's take EFF, for instance. They've got 7 cardinal pillars. You probably might be agreeing with 6 of them, or maybe with 3 of them. But because of how maybe a certain narrative will be portrayed in the public about the political party, it will sway how you look at the entire party and anything that they have to offer. Even if maybe, let's say, a leader like Mr. Floyd Shibambu stands on a podium and he puts out messages with facts and incredible, inspirational or insightful or enlightening messages. But because you've just been brainwashed to just hate the EFF, you just don't even want to listen to anything that he has to say. I'm not those types of individuals. I'm an independent thinker. I'm able to look at an individual or to look at an organization and praise whether they're doing good or when a human being is doing good. And I can be able to select what I do not agree with. And mentally, I can be able to only be inspired by certain things. It's just like with people that inspire us. I'm able to look at the good things that Tupac stood for and he was about. And I'm able to be inspired by that since I was a little boy up until today. And I'm able to separate from the bad things that I do not agree with how Tupac lived his life. Same with any other individual, all the way to now. So when you've got an entire narrative that says, why must you have NOTA on your platform? NOTA says 1, 2, 3, and 4 with other people. I've got an issue with NOTA and I'm in the industry and I know Sbu, let me give him a call. Why are you giving that boy a platform? So you guys now must influence what I do on my platform when I do not influence any of you guys what you do on your platforms. I don't tell you ukuthi Thilo lishaye kanjani lapha ne Pick n Pay lapho spana khona. I don't tell you ukuthi Stupu skorobhe kanjani lapho koropa khona. I don't tell you which songs to play on your DJing sets when you DJ. I don't tell you what gigs to take. I don't tell you how to run your company. I don't tell you nothing about what you represent and what you do. And none of you guys actually are there to have even supported any of my grind. But I show you guys love all the time. And I don't have any beef and I don't have any issues with nobody. I promote all of you guys equally. Man for everybody. I love all of you guys equally. So if you guys decide to cancel somebody and you expect people like me to also cancel the same people for your reasons or whatever your reasons or whatever your agendas are, you're expecting me to toe the line just like how you would expect or how mainstream media has programmed us to be. What a person now must be cancelled and everything good about what they've ever done must just be shoved under the carpet. No, I'm not that type of an individual. I see NOTA as a bright mind. I see NOTA as one of those alternative voices that we've never had. Since we've only had SABC 1, 2, 3, and 4 and ETV, things have changed. Now we've got the internet. There's many voices that I love that have got different things to offer. When I go on TikTok, I see about PA Pusher that are pushing content to teach young people how to digitally market themselves, how to get into drop shipping, how to make money off Take-A-Lot, how to make money off Amazon. And I bring those people to my platform. I see about so many people, I can't even name names, about Mr. Sboniso Mlocha. You know, Mr. Sboniso Mchali, who's sharing content about financial independence, about property, about us waking up and knowing things. About Mkhulu Tsingiza, you know, about Nsiki Mazwai, about there's many voices that we do not agree with. But equally so, when you do not agree with them on certain issues or what they represent, I'm sure there's also a good that you can take out of people. I mean, I'm trained, my mind is always trained to focus on the good. No matter how bad a person can be, or no matter how bad a person has done me, I've even said it in my past, even in my books. In the past, when we started our record label, TS Records, we had issues with Ghetto Rough about how deals went at that time. But I was always, throughout my entire career, I've always been able to thank Lance Stir for being the first person to see potential in us and to want to work with us. And I've always given him his flowers to say thank you for realizing a potential in me when I was like a young 20-year-old. Thank you for realizing what we had when nobody else in the country realized it. Whatever happened between us, even if there were disagreements, I'm not going to now hate you forever and speak bad about you everywhere because of whatever happened. I'm able to single out the good and say, what if this guy had not noticed or we had not discovered the potential that we had, and he invested in us and he partnered with us to work with us? There would never been probably a TS Records. Probably there would not even be a DJ Spoo right now here. So I'm able to then focus my entire career on giving Lance his flowers. And I'm able to appreciate the good that he did for us. I'm that type of a human being. So I'm very disappointed when a lot of people are always dragging me for having NOTA on my platform. You will always see NOTA on my platform because no single day has NOTA ever spoken bad about anyone on my platform. No single day has NOTA ever either hated on anyone or dragged anyone or spoken. What he does on his own platforms or when he's outside of the Hustlers Corner platform, I can't control that. That's him, and that's how he leads his life. It's the same thing when I started working with my brother Penuel last year. A lot of people dragged me. Why are you working with this guy? This guy's view. Just because you do not agree with his views, now you are trying to impose your own dissatisfactions of Penuel on me so that I don't get to work with Penuel. I didn't listen to you guys. It's a year later. Go look at Penuel's platforms. Go look at Penuel's star rise. But if I had disassociated with Penuel, Penuel with or without me would have always been successful. He's an incredible human being. But I think the contribution or the association amongst ourselves sort of added value in what he's doing, and his star is even rising quicker because that's a skill that I have. That's a gift that I have. I'm blessed to become a blessing. When I'm working with people, I amplify whatever you do to as many people's eyes as possible. And because and just because of the friendly, positive spirit that I have, it always rubs off on people that I'm with, and it goes out into the atmosphere and society out there. That's a lot of the times everybody that I've worked with, when they were with me, they will shine. Go all the way back to my history, even in the music industry. Everybody, when I'm with them, when they're next to me, we're working together, they'll always shine. It's up to them how they use that shine that they get by being next to me or by working with me or by learning from me on their own. But I cannot account for when people are no longer next to me. Like, for instance, on how I've been accused and I've been dragged by a lot of people of having been responsible for other people's failures in the music industry. Go back in history and check how well were they doing when they were working with me. Go back in history and check if they were complaining when they were working with me. Go back in history and check how my influence of working with them or being next to them rubbed off on them. Did it rub off positively or negatively? Did it do harm to their careers or did it do positives and great things for them? Everything else happens when they are no longer working with me, when they are away, and it's always out of their own choices. And that's what you want. You want people to grow. You want people to be on their own. But whatever they do out there, whatever happens, I'm no longer liable for it. And I kind of feel society is so unfair that when somebody leaves Orlando Pirates, when they were shining on Orlando Pirates, the fact that they've left Orlando Pirates and their star is no longer as great as it was when they were working with Pirates, now you want to come back and blame Orlando Pirates. I kind of feel it's unfair. Because all I've ever done is to contribute my career, my blessings, my energy, my resources, my advice, my wisdom to other people's careers, other people's lives. I've poured onto them. That's why they were successful when they were with me. What they do out there when they're no longer with me, I can never be in control of that. And it's the same case with NOTA. What he says when he's out there, what he does out there, I'm not in control of that. What other people have with issues with Ubanban, Angizingeni, Lezo, I love you guys all. As much as even if it was not a NOTA, if it was you, I would treat you the same. I'd look at the potential in you. I would not listen to what society is saying about you, and now I must also not have you. I must also cancel you. I don't go with the mob mentality. I've got an independent mind, and I'm an independent thinker. And I see greatness in NOTA. I see a lot of potential in NOTA. Yes, when other people kick you to the curb, when other people cancel you, it's very difficult in this industry to find somebody or other people to embrace you. Everybody else just starts painting you with the same brush, and nobody wants to touch you. And I've been there. I remember even when I started Mofire, at some point, nobody even wanted to take a picture with a can of Mofire. Nobody wanted to associate with me because I was cancelled. I was fired from the SABC. I was down and out. I was not as cool as I used to be. I was no longer that DJ Spoo anymore because now I'm no longer with Metro. Now I'm no longer with friends like these, SABC. Now I'm no longer driving the Aston Martins and the Porsches. Now I'm down and out. Nobody touched me. And as much as it hurt me, but I'm a strong guy, I told myself I'm going to come back. I'm going to go out there and believe in myself. I'm going to drag myself from the bottom of the ground and believe in myself that I'll work my way back to the top. And that's what I did over the past couple of years. And a lot of people laughed at me. A lot of people dragged me. A lot of people laughed at me even publicly. People were calling my drinky sweet 8. People were calling us chance takers. It ended up, I didn't even plan, Mina, to become an inspiration to people. I didn't even plan to be in the history books of South Africa, of having contributed to being game-changing and pioneering an entrepreneurship culture in our generation. I didn't plan all of that. All I ever wanted to do was, I had a vision, I had an idea with my business partner, we wanted to grow a business, and I did it my own way. I didn't have funds, we didn't have any funding from anybody. We tried to knock on different doors from the government. Nobody was there for us. Nobody gave us a chance. We did it on our own. When we're down and out, nobody was there. That's the reason why I can never just go with the mob mentality and cancel other people. NOTA is an intelligent human being. NOTA is a great mind. And all of you guys who criticize NOTA and my relationship with him, clearly I get disrespected because it means you have not listened to even one episode of our podcast. I've done over 10 episodes with NOTA on this platform. None of them are gossipy type of episodes. None of them are where NOTA is like dragging whoever. No, it's intelligent conversations. And that's the side of NOTA that I see. And that's the side of NOTA that I try to bring out every time. And that's the side of NOTA that I believe in. And I believe everybody evolves to change to become better men in the future. Look at Kabelo Mabalane. Look at even myself, the type of person I was then, the type of person that I am now, the type of person that I am becoming. Look at a lot of people who were certain people in the past, but who've changed their lives to evolve to become greater men, greater women, leaders in society. You can never have a dustbin for a human being.